So I'm here for my Q&A video. I posted a video about a week and a half ago asking you guys if you had any questions for me, and you guys responded with tons of really great questions. They are either personal or financial, so I printed out all of y'all's comments and I just went through and I picked the questions that I felt were asked, the most, and that way I can hopefully cover every area of what you guys are curious about when it comes to me. So again, it's personal or financial. Personal questions I will just answer as honestly as I possibly can, and financial questions I will just answer them as if I were making the decision. I am not a financial expert whatsoever. I just happen to have a passion for getting out of debt and Dave Ramsey and debt-free living and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the first question, and these are all mixed together. I was gonna separate them, but I decided to just answer them just as you guys asked them on my video. So the first question is, do you ever get fan mail? If yes, could you do a video? I like that kind of stuff. I don't get fan mail. I don't think I'm worthy of fan mail at all whatsoever. You guys did send me some Christmas cards at Christmas time, which I love so much. I loved receiving that from you guys. So this year, I definitely plan on doing a Christmas card exchange with you guys, and hopefully you'll send me some Christmas cards and I will send you some back. But no, I don't really get, I get like little letters here and there. I got a really great gift from Connie over at Connie Porter or Gadget Girl a couple weeks ago. I love that. I use my cup every single day, so thank you very much. But for the most part, no, but again, I appreciate the Christmas cards that you guys sent me. Next question, do you consider yourself a minimalist? I wish. I wish I really was. And I'm really not big on labels, so besides just saying I'm a Dave Ramsey person, I will say that forever. I don't mind saying that. But I do want to be a minimalist, but I cannot say that I am, just because I know I still have way too much stuff. And if I were to claim that I was, I just feel like that would be hypocritical, because I probably still need to get rid of like half the stuff in my house to even say that I'm a minimalist. But I'm definitely working on it slowly but surely. So maybe one day I will be able to say that I am. But again, I'm not really big on labels. But that would not be a bad label to have, so I wouldn't mind being a minimalist. Next question, how do you start the envelope system when you're in debt and get paid weekly, living paycheck to paycheck? So since you get paychecks every single week, I would think that that would probably be a good thing, since, money is a little tight right now. That way you don't have to wait 2 weeks to get a paycheck. Say if you get your paycheck every Friday, you have every week you have money to work with. So obviously, try to start a budget and see where your money is going every single week, see what your expenses are this week, and see how much it costs for groceries, gas, the bills that are due this week. And I would just try to tighten the budget as much as I possibly could, especially in the first few weeks of doing this, because you want to try to get as much money set aside as you possibly can. So you want to have a little bit of money left over whenever you get your next paycheck. And if you still find that that's not really working and there's just not enough money coming in to cover your expenses, then I would totally have a garage sale. List stuff on Craigslist. I found a new app called OfferUp that I've been using lately. And what we've been doing lately to bring in some extra money for our house fund is we have just been selling so much stuff. And you'd be surprised what people will buy. Go around your house and see what it is that you can sell on Craigslist, or have a garage sale. And I'd also suggest, if you can, maybe picking up some extra shifts at work if you can, or maybe the husband can, or maybe getting a second job, or some way to just bring in a little bit of extra income, because it sounds like in your situation, $500 would be a great, extra income coming in, and that would break that paycheck to paycheck cycle that you're going through. And then that way you can start doing the cash envelope system. Do it by a weekly basis, and then, if you get some extra money coming in from a garage sale or extra jobs or things like that, then you can maybe push it to every 2 weeks. So do it like a mid-month, envelope system, or do a monthly envelope system. That way you can just continue to stretch it out until you do monthly envelope systems, if that's what you prefer. A lot of people do 2-week budget envelope systems, which I think is great as well. Just whatever it is that works best for you. But my best advice is to try to get some more income coming in. And once you have a little bit of money, and you're not doing the paycheck to paycheck thing anymore, I think you'll feel a lot better and a lot more confident and in control of your money. Next question, Do you work outside of the home? If so, doing what? So I do work outside of the home. I work full-time, as well as my husband. He works full-time as well. And it's probably why my videos aren't that great here on YouTube, because I don't have a lot of time to film and edit and all that stuff. We are pretty busy right now. My husband also is going to school full-time, and I am taking classes as well. So I just work in a small office, admin work, and my husband works for our local city. And I think I get a lot of confusion about that. I think people think that we have these big fabulous jobs, that we, you know, are doctors or lawyers or something, that we just have a ton of income coming in. And we have a reasonable income, but we have just learned to live below our income and just use the extra for savings, or, you know, at the time paying off debt and things like that. So we do both work full time. And yeah. Next question, how did you decide to move into your current home from your rental? So we were in an apartment that was really great, but it was kind of expensive. It was a very nice 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car, more like a townhome setup, which was very nice, but it was kind of expensive. This house that we're in is actually belongs to a family member of ours, and so we are just renting from them. They have given us a really great opportunity to rent this house for cheaper than what we were paying in rent at our apartment, and we are using that extra income to go towards my husband's schooling and my schooling as well, and whatever little extra that we have, we are putting towards our house fund. So again, it's a family-owned home, and they are very, very, very sweet and have blessed us to be able to live here while my husband continues school. Next question, how old are you and how long have you been married? So I am 29, my husband just turned 30, and the last year of my 20s, I'm freaking out, but I'm fine. And we have been married since 2006, so that's what? Almost 10 years? So I guess, yeah, so this November, so it was November 2006, so this coming November we will be married for 10 years, and we have loved every moment of it. Are you earning money from YouTube yet? I am, actually, and it's so exciting because it's not a ton of money, but it is a little bit of money, and every time you guys watch my videos and support my channel, what you're really doing is supporting our house fund, because anytime I get a paycheck from YouTube, it directly goes into our house fund. So you guys are so awesome for supporting my channel, which is why I like to do giveaways and things like that, because it's such an awesome community I'm part of. And again, I am also able to receive a little bit of a paycheck from it, and that's so fun for me because, again, it's going towards my house fund. So you guys are helping support my future. So thank you so much. What are your favorite YouTubers to watch? Anyone you consider close friends? And where do you see yourself 5, 10, 15 years as a family? So I did a video recently on some of my favorite financial YouTubers. There's also a lot of other YouTubers that I watch that aren't financial, but I will leave a video up here so you guys can check out that. What was the other question? Yes, I do consider some of them close friends. If you got a Christmas card from me this year, guys, I consider you guys close friends. And where do you see yourself 5, 10, 15 years as a family? I see us being in our home, the next home that we purchase. I also see it being paid off or close to being paid off. And I see us having more children. I see my husband done with school. I see myself done with school. And I see us being in a position financially that if we want to go to Disney World once a year, we can totally do it, and it's not a lot of money to us, because hopefully we'll be in a good position financially then. And I see us living in a modest home. That's something that's very important to me, is to not continue to upgrade our lifestyle as our income goes up. So I see us in a very good place 5, 10, 15 years from now. I'm really excited about the future and what God has planned for us. Okay, next question. If you plan to save for your son's college and he decides he does not want to go to college, what would you do with the money? Give it to him as a gift, roll it over into a Roth IRA. So the way we view education in our home is that it's very important, and college is going to be a requirement. It's just going to be basically an extension of high school, and that's kind of like how we're going to teach him that it's not really a choice on whether or not you go. It's just kind of the next thing, like the next step after high school. It's just something that you do. And I understand that college isn't for everybody, but and I don't want to be that mom that comes across, or that parent that comes across as like overwhelming, or, you know, that you know, tries to control their kid's life. But for us, education is just very important, and we will teach Connor as he grows older that college is just something that you do after high school, and we're just going to push him in that direction. So I am fine with him doing whatever it is that he wants to do as an adult, as long as he is successful. He can be a artist, he can be a lawyer, a doctor, he can be a surfer out in Hawaii, like, I don't care, but he has to get an education. So that's just something that is going to be a requirement for us. And as far as saving for college, we plan on saving it in our Roth IRAs. We feel like that is the safest way to go about it. As far as having flexibility with our money, we don't really like that there's restrictions on certain college savings plans. We just want to be in a position that we can do whatever it is that we want to do with the money and not have somebody else have control over that. So that's basically our plan. And after college, if he wants to pursue higher education, or again, if he wants to hop in a van and take off cross country and, you know, be a country singer, I don't care what he does. He can do anything he wants as long as he gets an education first. Okay, next question. What work job do you have? I already answered that. Education. I just have an associate's degree in general studies, and when my husband's done with his bachelor's in December, I'm going to start going full-time and getting my degree in education. So the way we've been doing it is that my husband has been going full-time. He gets first dibs on classes and the availability and our resources as far as our finances. So our plan was, and has worked this way, is to get him through school as quickly as we can, to put all of our time, money, effort, resources, everything into him to get him finished. Once he is finished, then it reverses and it goes on to me. It's almost like the debt snowball, but instead with education. Once he's done with school in December, we will use all of our time, effort, resources, all that, to invest into myself and allow me to go to school full time and to continue to pay for with cash. We can't afford for both of us to go to school full time. College is very expensive. And so that is what the plan is once he's done, I go to school full time and I will get a bachelor's degree in education. And how do you stay motivated and so positive? You know, I think just for myself, I don't like the feeling of in a dark, like, negative place. I can definitely throw a fit, and I can definitely have a pity party, and I can definitely get angry about stuff, but it's very short-lived. I just don't like that feeling of being annoyed or angry about something. And so when I find myself feeling that way, I'll do whatever I can to push myself out of it. Because I don't know, I just feel like God has blessed me with so many things in my life, and I don't want to do a bad job managing his blessings for me. And I feel like it's my responsibility to be happy and to be a supporting factor for my husband and for my son. And I just think for myself, like, I don't know, I just don't want to be annoyed by things. And so when I do find myself getting annoyed by things, I want to do whatever I can to push myself into a happy place. And for me also, I'm very much the type of person where I'm living for now. So I will only be 29 once. And so I don't want to look back at when I was 29 or when I'm filming these videos and think, gosh, I complained a lot, or I was always kind of negative and nasty about stuff. Like, I don't want that. I'm only young once, so I'll only be 5 years old, you know, once. And so I just want to take advantage of this time of my life, because there'll be a year, or there'll be a time when I'm older and I'm not as energetic, or, you know, I don't have as many opportunities maybe. So this is what I have now, so I just want to be as positive and as fun as I possibly can, because I can't go back and change it. So I guess I just kind of force myself to be positive, or, you know, motivational. And my husband hates it sometimes, because it's like I'm always, the glass is half full. Anytime he starts to get like, wants to complain about something, I'm like, well, honey, you know, just remember. And he's like, oh, let me be mad or annoyed. And I'm like, no, you know, let's be happy. Let's be excited about this. So that's just my personality. I've always been that way. Okay, next question. How did you and your husband meet? So my husband and I went to the same junior high and high school. We never socialized with each other, though. I just didn't really, I knew who he was, but we just never were in the same clique of friends, and we just, you know, never spoke to each other. We both were in band together. He played the trumpet, so he sat in the back of the room, and I played the flute, and I was in the front of the room, but we just never, like, socialized. I just didn't really, I knew who he was, but I just never noticed him, and he never noticed me. Senior year, though, is when I did notice him, because a mutual friend of ours invited me to go to this, it was a neighborhood, like, community day, where they had a bunch of activities, and there was like barbecue and like a crawfish boil and stuff. And so our mutual friend was in a band with my husband, Matt. And so he was like, yeah, come out, you know, bring some of your friends, and, you know, we'll all hang out. So I grabbed some of my girlfriends, we hopped in the car, we drove out there. And as I was like approaching the band, I noticed my husband, and I didn't know he was going to be there. And I was like, oh, I know you. You're Matt. You play the trumpet. But I just thought, you're not that skinny trumpet boy for some, like you just have, I don't know, you've been working out, your hair's a little bit longer. Like I just, I just noticed him. I'm like, wow, he got cute. Like I don't know. I just noticed him for the first time. And so we all sat down, the guys got up on the stage to start playing, and I'm not trying to brag, but my husband has such incredible musical talent. He started to play the national anthem on the guitar, which I was like, wow, this kid's like really good. Like I don't really know anything about guitars or bands or anything, but he seems like he knows what he's doing. And then they opened with Simple Man by Leonard Skinner, and my husband, he can just sing so well, and I just was so blown away by his voice, by his guitar playing skills. I guess you could say he was like the lead singer and like guitar player for the group, and it was just immediately love at first sight, fangirl. All my brain was going off saying was cute boy. Just so in love with him. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is so cute. Wow, And so after they were done playing and they sang a few more songs, I immediately walked up and I'm like, hi, oh my gosh, you were so great. Oh wow, like, can I have your phone number? Can we start dating? I just was so in love with him. And so that's how I met him. And we started just hanging out more after that. And, then started going out. So he was my prom date. He and I graduated at the same time, and we have just been such, he's my best friend. We have just been together since day one, and I am just so fortunate to have him. He is just such a great husband, and I love him very much. So that's how we met. Next question. What made you decide to do YouTube? I decided to do YouTube because I really wanted to connect with other people about Dave Ramsey. I just don't know too many people in my real life who are crazy obsessed with Dave Ramsey like I am, and so I just really wanted to talk about Dave Ramsey and talk about financial peace and becoming debt-free and connect with other people. And so I first started my Instagram, and then I realized that I wanted to try to do YouTube videos because I've always been interested in it, but I just never really had anything to talk about, I guess. So I started this channel, and I've since it since has grown, and I'm a part of a really great community, and I just love it so much. So I just really did it because I also want to document my life, because I know that our life is just going to change so much in the next 10 years, and I really want to be able to look back and see kind of like where we were, and like, our accomplishments and things that we've done in order to, really hit our goals. So I really wanted this also as like a video diary for myself. Okay, next question. How long did it take to get out of baby step number 2? It took us 9 months. We paid off $40,000 in 9 months. Did you and your husband have $100 to spend during this step? I can't remember exactly how much we had as far as blow money. I don't think it was $100 a piece. I think it was more like 50. And that was just some walking around money. We just wanted to be able to have some, pocket money. But it definitely wasn't a lot. I remember that. Did you still do sinking funds? We didn't. It was, I think sinking funds are a good idea when you're getting out of debt. But for us personally, we were just so focused on paying off the debt that I want to say if we did have any sinking funds, they were very small. It wasn't like car sinking fund or Christmas or anything like that. It was just, I can't even remember exactly what it was. But I do think that if you're getting out of debt, I think you should have small sinking funds. I don't think you need to fully fund them. But I do think that you need to put a little bit of money aside for your vehicle repair and things like that, or Christmas. I think that's a good idea. But I want to say at the time that we didn't have too many. I can't remember. I have to go back and look at our spreadsheet. What is your guilty pleasure YouTube channel? So I want to say that mine is Pretty Neat Living, which is formerly Organized Like Jen. I could just sit there and binge watch her channel for hours. I think it's just because she lives such an ideal life. She is a stay-at-home wife. They obviously have a little bit of money. I would want to be her without a doubt. The house, the money, the car, everything, the dog, everything. That is my guilty pleasure YouTube channel for sure. Next question. I feel like I'm drowning in credit card debt. How in the world did you pay off your credit card debt? We were pretty fortunate that our credit card debt wasn't too much. I mean, we still definitely had some, but we just got so gazelle intense about how to, you know, get out of debt that we just sold everything, and we just had a lot of money coming in. We were very fortunate that we were just in a really good position to sell stuff and have a lot of money coming in. So I think for you, the best advice I can do is just tell you to breathe. Realize that credit card debt is not being late on your mortgage. It's not being late on your light bill. You're not going to be able to not eat because of credit card debt. Just realize that you'll live to fight another day. So as long as your four walls are in place, just realize that your credit card debt, even though it seems like it's a lot, and it may be a lot, just realize that you can totally get through it, and just try to, I would just say, get organized as much as you possibly can. That would probably be the first thing I would do if you haven't done that already. It's just to get super organized and just start attacking the smallest debt possible when it comes to your credit cards, and just slowly do, you know, the debt snowball. If you feel like you don't have a lot of income coming in, you know, I always say, have a garage sale, sell something. My husband and I sold things that we never thought we would sell. I mean, my husband's even selling stuff right now for our house fund that he doesn't really want to sell, but he understands that the importance of our house fund, and that it's just stuff. So if there's things that you have that you really, really like, but you could live without, it might be worth it to sell it and to kind of get caught up on your credit cards. Obviously cut them up, don't use them anymore, don't continue to accrue, you know, debt on the credit cards, but just try to get organized and get ahead, and just, again, realize that you'll still be able to eat, and you'll still have a roof over your head, that these are unsecured creditors, and that you don't have to worry about keeping your four walls in place if it's credit card debt. Next question, do you have a price range in mind for your next home? Do you think you'll stick to the 25% rule? So my next house, I really want to finance it under $100,000. We just happen to live in a really great state where real estate is just not that expensive. Although for some reason the Houston market has seemed to really blow up here in the last 2 years. Pricing for homes have gone up quite a bit, but I still am very confident that I'm going to find a foreclosure. I'm going to find a fixer-up. I am not going to buy a very expensive home at all whatsoever. It's going to be a very modest home, and I hope as much as I possibly can to stick to the 20% down payment. 25% is probably too much, but I am hoping the price range I'm wanting to be at is between $100,000 to $125,000, and hopefully a 20% down is something we'll be able to do. It's not necessarily a deal breaker though if we find ourselves in a position that we're needing to move and we're needing to buy something. If we don't have that quite yet, I'm okay with that. And even Dave says that sometimes. He says that he won't yell at you, you know, for not having it. Of course it's ideal, but as long as you are within his guidelines of a 15-year mortgage, a fixed rate mortgage, and having 20%, 10 to 20% is ideal. And so that's kind of the guidelines that we're going by. Okay, so I also asked some questions, or had you guys asking questions on Instagram, and let me see. Okay, so you guys are so awesome. Like, the fact that you want to hear me talk is so fun. You going to do your debt-free scream in Nashville? You know, I keep getting this question, and I think my husband and I really do want to do our debt-free scream, but we want to be we want him to be done with school at least, because we feel like that's still part of our journey that we're on, is to pay off our debt, which we did, get our emergency fund together, get a house fund together, and then have him be done with school. Once he's done with school, I really will feel more confident that we have, like, really accomplish all of our major goals that we're wanting to get through. Of course, I'm going to be going to school when he's done, but getting him through school and kind of accomplishing that is really our biggest goal, like, that's left. So I think once he's done with school, we might be making a trip out to Nashville to do our debt-free scream, just so that way we can tell our entire story. What do you tend to spend money on the most using your spend money? Bath and Body Works. As far as their candles go, I am such a sucker for candles for some reason, and so I've actually decided to create a personal or a separate envelope for Bath and Body Works for their sales, because I get a little bit of anxiety built up when I see their big sales going on. I'm like, oh no, I'm about to go spend some money. So I want to be able to have a separate envelope that I just have cash in there, so whenever their sales come up, I don't feel that, like, guilt anymore, and that I can just go and buy as many candles as I want. Next question on Instagram. We really want to do the debt snowball thing from Dave Ramsey, but we have just one big debt of $57,000. All of our loans, car debt, visas were put onto one big loan because the interest rate was lower this way. How do we do the snowball debt that big? So I would just say that, well, what would Dave say? Dave would say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So this is just a large debt. And it's just something, you know, kind of look at it almost like it's a house, you know, payment or a student loan. That it's just one big debt. And the only way you can really just go for that is like, how do you eat an elephant? Just one bite at a time. You know, you start at the tail and you just eat it. But that way, if you just start as much as you can, as much money as you can every single month, putting it towards that loan, it will start to go down. It's the same exact thing. It's the same amount of money as far as the debt goes. It's just a one big loan instead of, you know, maybe 17 small ones. So again, you're just going to have to start chipping away at it slowly but surely, but you can totally do it. It's just be disciplined and just know that this is the one debt that we have. And again, just look at it like it's a big student loan or again, a mortgage or something like that, or a really expensive car that you want to keep, and just every single month put money towards it. So there was another question that I wanted to answer, but I can't seem to find it now on Instagram or on YouTube. So I don't know if it was deleted or what, but it was basically asking if I follow anybody else besides Dave Ramsey as far as financial advice, like Susie Orsman, however you say her name. My channel is dedicated to Dave Ramsey. I am without a doubt a Dave Ramsey person, a fan, everything. I have listened to Susie Orsman, and I have to admit, I really liked what she had to say. When I first became a Dave Ramsey person, I was without a doubt in the cult, drank the Kool-Aid, didn't want to hear anything from anybody else. I was just so focused on what Dave Ramsey had to say, didn't want to hear anything from anybody else. But I don't want to be that person, and you know, I don't want to be that person that just, there's only one way to do it, and I won't accept any other information or knowledge. So I just happened to see her on TV one night, so I was like, okay, I'll give her a shot. And I started listening to her, and she has really great advice. Again, I agree with a lot of what she said. I just think that Dave Ramsey is pretty extreme when it comes to his way of doing things. In my opinion, I feel like it's the best way to go about it, but at the same time, it may not be for everybody. It really isn't one size fits all. It's just like a diet. You know, I might find this one fab diet that works really, really great, but it does nothing for you. So I did like her advice. I don't really know of any other financial gurus because, again, I'm just such an obsessed, crazy Dave Ramsey person, and I totally admit that. If Dave Ramsey is not your cup of tea, if you don't agree with what he says, that's totally fine. The ultimate goal, regardless, is to get out of debt, become, you know, financially independent, and find yourself in a better position financially. So if Dave Ramsey doesn't do it for you, maybe Susie Orsman, whatever her name is, maybe she will. Or some other financial guru out there. It's totally fine. Just find what works for you. Again, but for me, my channel is dedicated to Dave Ramsey. Again, total fangirl over here. So that's, if you come to my channel, that's what you're going to hear about. But again, I know there's tons of other people out there that have really great advice. I'm just obsessed with Dave Ramsey. So that is it for the Q&A. Thank you guys so much for all your questions. There was a lot, and I hope I covered a majority of what you guys were asking me. And let me know if you like these types of videos, because maybe I'll do another one in the next few months. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you later. Bye.